Hi, and welcome to my life. This is Kismet, the Feral Grandma, coming to you after Tai Chi class. A little bit tiring. And I might do something insane. Master Duncan is talking about getting a little more jujitsu going in the school. And I believe I can still find a white gi and a white belt. But Melinda needs someone that will be easy for her to grapple with. She was with one of the young men today, but that's a little risky. She's smaller than me and older than me. I've got a hip bugging me lately, and I'm weighing less than most of the young men, so that would be safer for her right there. And tomorrow is my birthday. I will be 58. Loki is 59. And, yeah, we're closing in on 60 pretty quick. And you can tell I worked out because I already had to get the bands, the hair bands out of my hair. They're wrapped around my key fob right now. Handy place to keep my hair bands. I've got a place next to the bed that I can, that's where I usually brush my hair. And there's a handy spot where I can click a shower curtain ring. And a lot of my hair bands are on that. Although when I'm tired, they don't stay on all the way home. I used to slide them off my hair. My hair is so straight, I can usually grab the bottom one and just guide it off. It'll come off in my hand. And I used to put them on my turn signal bar. That kind of, they would get quite a collection there, and in the summer heat, that kills the latex in them. That's not good. But I might dig out some gi pants and a shirt that is slightly different than the Tai Chi uniform. But I'm sure I can find a white belt or just order a white gi. We might be switching to Tuesdays, which would give me Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday for workouts and Saturday morning. That could be interesting. More people need to do martial arts because they will feel better if they're doing more with their body. Martial arts at least give you something that will hopefully never be useful, but when it is, you'll be glad you got it. Now, when I was doing Kung Fu, we learned some good moves that were very nice. And I was talking to somebody at work. I don't work there anymore. But I was talking to somebody about the use of something. And they were considering martial arts because, being small and lighter weight and female, they often feel intimidated or threatened. And no one should ever be or feel intimidated and threatened. But if someone's got you backed up against the wall with an arm on either side and they're so big you can't budge them, well, there's things you can do. They're not always very nice things. I was talking to one of the not active duty military people today during class. He was talking about things. He was saying how he got more training in the Marines than he did in the Navy. His wife had been Navy. I think she said Navy. But trust a Marine to bring up the Marines being better. So a lot of people, the Navy is the Marines' Uber service. But they do more than that. The Navy also brings food to submarines. Woohoo! And to other... There's ships out there that just do supply runs to other ships. You don't realize that when you see these great big ships looking all impressive. They have to make every inch count. And so they can only carry so much at a time of any particular supply. And they have to be resupplied often. And the resupply boat is what the father-in-law worked on when he was in the Navy. Like, my dad was Air Force. We just learned where the best chow halls were. Which, by the way, if you get invited to eat in chow hall at Hill Air Force Base, that's where they work on all those fighter jets, which means they're feeding officers. Pilots are officers. They're feeding officers all the time. And the food is good there. I went to a summer camp, and I probably gained weight, even though we were marching all day, every day to everything we did. Chem warfare class was fun. But, was talking to the Navy turned Marine or Marine turned Navy. I don't know what the deal was. But, he was saying how there was a lot of stuff he learned. And Tara was here today. She's cool. And I was like, talking to the other fellow, I was like, there's strikes you do this way, and there's strikes you do this way. You do this with your fingers and drive straight into the eye. And apparently they've updated that to now you just do this. Straight into the face. And maybe you'll catch an eye or not, you know. Do whatever you need to do. But it's like, I don't think I'm dangerous enough. Maybe I should find a white gi and join the jiu-jitsu crowd. It's like, try things. I'm dizzy all the time. I might as well be on the floor. That's a crazy way to look at it, but the one thing brawlers and people who fight outside of martial arts do not expect is for someone to smile and laugh when they get tripped or flung on the floor. If somebody laughs at you when you've tripped them and got them on the floor, you better run the other way. Because that SOB does jujitsu. And, there's probably a few other ways to look at things, but that's one. It is a beautiful day, and I'm going to have to decide where I want to go for dinner. My best favorite options for a long time have been Joe's Crab Shack and Chili's. Chili's makes a decent steak, and Joe's Crab Shack does a lot of steamed stuff, which means it doesn't have to be covered with seed oils. But I haven't been to Joe's Crab Shack in a long while. And if I go there, Loki's gonna get a steak and complain while I'm taking the shells off hapless sea creatures. Or we'll wind up eating something we shouldn't, like coconut shrimp. But birthday comes only once a year. I don't need cake. I don't need pie. Actually, I told my daughter, she was looking at some this and that fancy cake mixes at the store. I'm like, I don't want a cake. Too much processed stuff in them. Now, if we go out the whole house, I don't mind if somebody rats on me to the servers and the servers bring out a dessert. I can shove it at the boys. The younger, large one, and he's tall. He's not just a little bit on the heavy side. He's tall. He's the tallest in the house. And he'll usually eat sweets given the opportunity. I won't hold that against him. I used to eat enough sweets. I used to bake enough sweets. By the time I got married, I had made puff pastry for fun. Just because I wanted to do it. I wanted to learn how to do it. And pies and cakes and cookies, of course, and breads. And had entered a honey-sweetened sourdough dinner roll in the Wyoming State Fair. Now, they had to throw a lot of those entries away because home cooks don't cook with every conditioner, dough conditioner, and preservative in the store. And you can't put things on display all week and expect them to still be edible. Duh. But, the rest of that bake, I mean, you make an entire bake of whatever your recipe is. And then you find the 4 best examples and you pack them. And you enter those. My God, they were good. I don't know if I can find the recipe. I can look. But I had been making sourdough and needed something new to do with it. And seriously, it's one of those things that I could make a loaf. My daughter eats sourdough. I haven't made sourdough in so long. I used to occasionally when the kids were little. My kids. So that's 30 years ago. One time when my boy was a toddler, and so my daughter wasn't much larger, although she was 3 years older. I made some crunchy breadsticks. And that's cool because you can either put some flake salt on them before you bake, or roll them in some butter and sesame seeds or something, and then you bake them and let them get dry and crisp. And then you got crunchy breadsticks to have standing in a glass. And they did not want to come in and eat them. I'm like, well, you bake them till they're dry and crunchy. It's basically like a cracker. Somebody shared a bread pretzel recipe a long while back. And pretzel dough, this might surprise a few people out there, but you need a hamburger bun tray, which helps contain the relaxed spread of rising doughs. Keeps the base a certain size. To make you a pretzel dough and make hamburger buns. I think Red Robin serves those, but there's a few others. I should probably get my behind out of this parking spot and get on down the road to home. I don't know if Loki's done working on the truck yet. The red truck is an older truck. It's 24 years old. It's an '01, so technically it's 23 years old. Oops, dropping my phone again. Yeah, I have trouble holding on to stuff, just like I have trouble walking in a straight line. Driving just doesn't seem to bother me as much as walking does. Go figure. But different parts of the brain are involved, and I'm seated right on my butt where I belong. But it is so pretty out that I just might go get a coffee. Yay, coffee. Or I might go home and make coffee. I don't think it matters. Oh, not today. I think a lot of things don't matter today. My weight's below 200. And you know that up and down flex you get with weight. Sometimes I'm in the 180s. And that's cool. I've needed to get here for a long time. My weight is lower now than it has been when I was working at Dell. I know I got down to the 210 range doing Atkins because nobody had introduced me to the carnivore diet at that point. I'm looking across a 6-lane road. My son and daughter-in-law live in an apartment building right over there. I wouldn't mind seeing them. But it would be polite to try to include Loki in that. And I don't know if he's even got his hearing aids in because he's going to be probably still wrestling with the red truck. But if I'm there and I speak to him and he doesn't hear me, I can try speaking to him again. Now, hopefully he's not rolling around on his phones underneath the truck. He told me the general area of the truck that needs parts. It's been parked for too long. And that will make things go bad. In this case, potentially a sensor and a thermostat. Because if the thermostat is stuck open so the water is circulating constantly, then it won't get the temperature it's supposed to reach. And if the sensor is wrong, then it won't matter if the thermostat is functioning normally. At the age it is, you're going to be tearing things apart right there, and they're both right next to each other. Just do them both. Do it right. And then you won't have to do it again. Or at least not those two parts anyway. And by the time I've driven home, he might finish up and be in the shower because he did mention taking me out later. So I might go get out of Tai Chi clothes and into my pretty dress. I have a new pretty dress. I might put it on and decide I need another one. because my weight has gone down again since I found the first one and put it on my wish list and got it for Christmas. Having to buy clothes. I also might need some suspenders, because some of my pants are just so loose that cinching the belt tighter is really not much help. Although my handmade drawstring waist I've put in all my Tai Chi pants is still holding up. This pair of pants needs to go away. There's little holes in the stretchy fabric. Which means I need to order more. But they'll do. I'll probably wear them 2 or 3 more times. Or maybe I won't wear this pair, but I'll salvage the piece of paracord I put in for a drawstring before I get rid of them. You do what you gotta do. And if you like it, you do it again. So, yeah, I will definitely be digging out and possibly bleaching old white gi pants and gi top. I might look for some rash guard shirts. If you have a good link, post it, comment it, whatever. Linda's wearing rash guards now. I bruise kind of easy, so I should probably switch to using rash guard. That way, if I do get into the jiu-jitsu, if I roll, or if I slide or scoot, I don't want mat burn, that's for sure. Lots of fun, lots of fun. If you have something you like doing for your birthday, comment it below. If you'd like to share or recommend it to others, or just gives you a happy feeling. A lot of traffic. Well, but do what's good for you. Do what's right. Encourage and be helpful to others. Because in the carnivore world, we need to exercise and we need encouragement. There's always new people who are not getting some encouragement. I ran into that in a comment section recently. I don't know if it was one of Carrie's videos or one of Dr. Baker's videos. The point is, there's new people all the time. And some of them are not getting the encouragement they need. Things will be going absolutely well and they look amazing. And people will still point fingers and say, you're going to have a heart attack. You're going to get scurvy and die. I died of scurvy 2 years ago. I don't care. I haven't had a heart attack. The rickets might get me next week. You never know. I'm taking my vitamin D though, and my arms are out. Gotta have exposed skin in the sunshine. And I don't wear sunblock. It has never made sense to me. And Dr. Berry has said we've been playing in the sun naked or nearly naked, since we've been human. Climbed down out of the trees, we did not already have pants and long sleeves. If that's your course of belief. And if you prefer the Bible, well, you read in Genesis. Adam and Eve were naked in the garden. They were meant to get the sun on them. So, do what's right, do what's healthy, do what's good for you, and encourage people. And I will see you on the other side of 58. Take care, everyone. Grandma loves you.